Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Sarah Daily. So happy you're here with us today. This is the channel where we take two words that feel the same and we show you clearly and simply how they are different.
Hey, everyone. Great to be here. Sarah, something happened at work yesterday that embarrassed me a little.
Oh no, tell me.
I was in a meeting. My manager was talking about the company's sales numbers, and she said, "Our profits have risen this quarter." I nodded. Then 5 minutes later, I tried to repeat the same idea to a colleague, and I said, "Yeah, the company really raised their profits this year." And my colleague, who is a native English speaker, gave me a very strange look.
The rise and raise problem.
Exactly. I thought they were the same word. One was just past tense of the other. But that look told me I was wrong.
They are not the same word at all. They look similar. They sound similar. They both have something to do with things going up, but they work in completely different ways in English grammar. And that difference is today's entire lesson.
By the end of this episode, which one to use will never be a question again.
Right now, before we teach you anything, tell us in the comments, have you ever been confused by rise and raise? Have you ever used the wrong one? Write it below. We read every comment and we love hearing your real experiences.
And please subscribe to Talk Sarah Daily if you are not already. A new English lesson every single day, completely free. And today's lesson is one you genuinely need.
All right, let's fix rise and raise right now. Let's go. Let us start with the single most important thing about rise and raise. Because once you understand this one rule, choosing between them becomes automatic. Ready?
Ready.
Rise does not need an object. Raise always needs an object. That is the rule. That is the whole rule. Everything else about these two words comes from this one difference.
Say that again slowly.
Rise. No object needed. The thing rises by itself. Nobody makes it rise. It just goes up on its own.
And raise always needs an object. Somebody raises something. There is always a person doing the action to something else.
Exactly. In grammar, rise is intransitive. Raise is transitive. But forget those words. Just remember, rise happens by itself. Raise is done to something, by someone.
Let me test this with an example. The sun rises every morning.
Perfect. Does the sun need someone to make it rise? No, it rises by itself. No object, rise.
Now, she raised her hand.
Perfect. She, the person. Raised, the action. Her hand, the object. Someone did the action to something. Raise.
Prices are rising.
Prices rise by themselves. Nobody is making them rise in that sentence. No object. Rise.
The government raised prices.
The government, person, raised, action, prices, object. The government did something to prices. Raise.
Oh, this is the key. The same thing, prices, can appear with both words, but the grammar around them is completely different.
Exactly. And this is the most important thing to understand. Rise, prices rise, no one controls it. Raise. Someone raises prices. A person is making it happen. Same direction, up, completely different grammar.
So when I said the company raised their profits, was that wrong?
Actually, that one works. The company, subject, raised, action, their profits, object. A person or organization actively made profits go up. Raise is correct there.
But what about profits have risen?
Also correct, and more natural when you want to focus on the movement itself, not on who caused it. Profits have risen this quarter. The profits went up. We are just stating the fact. No need to say who caused it.
So both can be about profits,
But rise focuses on the movement. Raise focuses on someone causing the movement.
Perfect. That is the deeper understanding behind the one rule. Now let us look at the verb forms, because rise and raise have different past tenses, and mixing them up is the second most common mistake after mixing the words themselves.
Oh, the past tenses are different too?
Yes, raise is a regular verb. Raise, raised, raised. Simple. She raised her hand. She has raised her children alone. The past is always raised. Rise is irregular. Rise, rose, risen. The sun rises today. The sun rose yesterday. The sun has risen every morning this week.
Rose, not raised. The sun rose.
Never the sun raised. The sun rose, because the sun rises by itself. No object. So we always use the rise family of words. Rise, rose, risen.
Let everyone practice this right now. Think of something that moves upward by itself and say it rose. Then think of something someone lifts or increases and say they raised it. Write both in the comments. One with rose, one with raised. Let us see your examples.
Now let us go deep into rise, because it appears in many more situations than learners expect. And every single time, the same rule. No object. The thing moves upward by itself.
Let us start with the most natural examples. The sun rises in the east. The moon rose over the mountains.
Natural. Beautiful. And notice, no object after either verb. The sun and the moon do these things independently. Nobody controls them.
What about temperature? The temperature is rising.
Perfect. The temperature rises on its own. Nobody is reaching out and lifting the temperature. It increases naturally. Rise. Temperatures rose sharply last summer. Past tense, rose.
The water level in the river is rising after the rain.
Excellent. The water level rises naturally because of the rain. Nobody is lifting it. Rise.
What about people? Can people rise?
Yes, and this is very natural in English. She rose from her chair. Nobody lifted her. She stood up by herself. He rose to his feet when the judge entered the room. Again, he did it himself. No one moved him. And notice, no object after rose.
She rose early that morning.
Yes, rise can also mean to get out of bed. Rise and shine, a classic phrase telling someone to wake up and get up. She rises at 6 every morning. Very natural.
What about in a professional or social sense, like rising through a company?
Great one. She rose through the ranks quickly. It means she moved upward in her career by her own effort, but grammatically, she did it. No external object. He rose to the position of manager.
So rise also describes moving upward in status or position, not just physically upward?
Exactly. Her confidence rose as she practiced her English more. Confidence moving upward, by itself, rise. And notice, confidence is doing the rising, not someone else lifting it.
Tension rose in the room when they heard the news.
Perfect. The tension rose, by itself, responding to the situation. Nobody caused it directly in that sentence. Rise.
What about rise to the challenge? I've heard this.
Yes, a very common fixed expression. She rose to the challenge. She responded to a difficult situation with strength and effort. It is about moving upward to meet something difficult. Always rise in this expression. Never raise.
And rise above something?
He rose above his difficult childhood. He moved beyond it. He did not let it define him. Upward movement, personal and emotionally. Rise.
The forms again for everyone. Rise, present. Rose, past simple. Risen, past participle. Rising, continuous.
And a quick pronunciation note. Rise rhymes with eyes and size. Rose rhymes with nose and toes. Risen, the second syllable is unstressed. Risen, not rise-en.
Now, what about raise? Because raise also appears in far more situations than just raising your hand. Let everyone write one sentence with rise, any form, before we move to raise. Drop it in the comments now. We want to see your rise sentences.
Raise. And every single time, raise needs an object. Somebody raises something. The action goes from a person to a thing. Let us look at just how many areas of daily life this covers.
We know raise your hand. That is the classic example.
Yes, the most common image. You raise your hand. Clear subject, clear action, clear object. But raise goes far beyond classrooms.
Like what?
Raising children. She raised 3 children by herself. She raised 3 children. The children are the object. She actively brought them up, guided them, provided for them. Raise for bringing up children is one of the most important uses in everyday English.
He was raised in a small town in the countryside.
Perfect. And notice, passive form. He was raised. Someone raised him. Even if we do not say who, the passive still requires that object relationship. Raised.
What about money? They raised money for charity.
Very common. They raise money. Object. They actively collected it, gathered it, brought it in. The school raised £5,000 for the new library. Raise for collecting or gathering money is extremely frequent.
She raised awareness about the issue.
Excellent. This is a very important one in modern English. Raise awareness. Raise a topic. Raise an issue. Raise a concern. Raise a question. All of these mean to bring something to people's attention, to introduce it, to make it visible. He raised the problem in the meeting. He brought it up. He introduced it.
So raise also means to bring something up in a conversation or official context.
Yes, and this is a use many learners do not know. Can I raise a question? Can I introduce a question? She raised some important concerns. She brought them up. Always raise. Always an object.
What about voice? Raise your voice.
Yes, please do not raise your voice. Means do not speak more loudly or angrily. You raise your voice. Object. Someone controls the volume of their voice. It does not rise on its own.
But wait, earlier we said her voice rose with excitement. That used rise.
And this is one of the most beautiful contrasts in today's lesson. Her voice rose with excitement. Her voice went up naturally, by itself, responding to her emotions. No one controlled it. Rise. But do not raise your voice. You, controlling your voice, deliberately increasing its volume or anger. Raise.
Same thing, a voice, but completely different meaning depending on which word you use.
Rise, it happens naturally. Raise, someone makes it happen. That contrast runs through the entire lesson.
Let me try the contrast one more time. The bread rose in the oven.
The bread rises by itself, naturally, from the yeast. No object. Rise.
The baker raised the bread dough out of the bowl.
The baker lifted the dough out of the bowl. Physical action from person to object. Raise.
Same bread, same kitchen, two completely different words.
That is rise and raise in one kitchen. Now, write in the comments one sentence with raise. Any use we have covered today. Raising children, money, awareness, a question, a voice, anything. Show us your raise sentence. We love seeing your examples from real life. Mistake time. And these are the real ones. The ones that happen even when learners know the basic rule. Because the rule feels clear in theory, and then the pressure of speaking makes it blur.
Mistake number 1.
Prices raised last year. This is the most common error with these two words. Prices do not raise. Prices rise. Prices move upward by themselves. No one is doing it to them in that sentence. So it is always prices rose last year, or prices have risen sharply. Rise for independent upward movement, never prices raised.
But you could say the company raised prices.
Yes, because then the company is the subject doing the action to prices. Object is there, raise is correct. The moment you remove the company, the moment prices are the subject doing the action by themselves, you must switch to rise.
Mistake number 2.
Using rose when raised is needed. She rose her hand. Wrong. Her hand does not go up by itself. She lifts it. She raises her hand. Object present, past tense, she raised her hand. Raised, not rose.
Rose is the past of rise. Raised is the past of raise. They are completely different verbs.
Completely different. Mistake number 3, the past participle confusion. Risen versus raised. She has raised from her chair. Wrong. She rose by herself. No object, so the past participle must be risen. She has risen from her chair. But she has raised the topic before. She raised the topic. Object, past participle is raised. Regular verb.
Rise, irregular. Risen. Raise, regular. Raised. Learn them both.
Mistake number 4. He raised early this morning. Wrong. Getting up in the morning, a person rises. Nobody lifts them out of bed in that sentence. He rose early this morning. Rose. Rise and shine. Always rise.
And the opposite. The bread rised in the oven. Rised does not exist. Rise is irregular. The past is rose. The bread rose beautifully in the oven.
Rised, never. Rose, always the past of rise. These mistakes are so normal. Every learner makes at least one of them. The fact that you are learning the correct forms right now means you are already ahead.
And remember, one question to ask yourself every single time. Does something do this by itself, or does someone do this to something? By itself, rise. Someone does it to something, raise. That question catches every mistake before it happens.
Ask yourself that question every time. It becomes automatic faster than you think. Practice time. Say your answer out loud before we give it. This is where the rule becomes automatic. Not in your head, in your mouth.
Ready? Let's go.
Situation 1. The bread in the oven is getting bigger and bigger. Option A. The bread is raising. Option B. The bread is rising.
Option B. The bread rises by itself. No object, no person making it happen. Rise.
Correct. Always. Situation 2. A student in class wants to ask a question. Option A. She rose her hand. Option B. She raised her hand. Option B. She raised her hand. Object. A person did an action to something. Past tense of raise, raised. Perfect. She rose her hand does not exist. Rose is the past of rise, which needs no object. Situation 3. A family brought up 3 children. Option A. They raised 3 children together. Option B. They rose 3 children together. Option A. They raised 3 children. Object. Bringing up children is always raise. Always an object, always a person doing the action. Correct. Situation 4. The temperature went up yesterday. Option A. The temperature raised yesterday. Option B. The temperature rose yesterday.
Option B. The temperature rises by itself. Nobody controls it in that sentence. Rise. Past tense. Rose.
Perfect. And situation 5, the contrast question. Unemployment blank last month versus the government blank interest rates last month. Option A for both. Rose, raised. Option B for both. Raised, rose.
Option A. Unemployment rose. It went up by itself. Rise, past, rose. The government raised interest rates. The government, active subject, did something to rates. Object. Raise, past, raised.
Perfect score. Write your result in the comments and write one original sentence, one with rise and one with raise from your own life. Real sentences from real situations stay in your memory. The textbook ones disappear. Your own life examples are the ones that stick.
You are doing so much better than you think. Speaking these out loud, right now, means you are already practicing real English. That is exactly what this channel is for.
What an episode. Leo, how do you feel about rise and raise now?
I feel like I have been saying wrong things for years and nobody told me. But also, now that I understand the one rule, it seems so obvious. Why did nobody just explain it that way before?
That is exactly why we make these videos. Let us do our final summary, one last time, because this is the one that makes it permanent.
The one rule. Rise does not need an object. The thing moves upward by itself. The sun rises. Prices rise. She rose from her chair. Tension rose in the room. Rise, independent upward movement.
And raise always needs an object. Somebody raises something. She raised her hand. The company raised prices. They raised money for charity. She raised her children alone. He raised the issue in the meeting. Raise. Someone does the action to something.
The verb forms. Rise is irregular. Rise, rose, risen. The sun rose. Profits have risen. Raise is regular. Raise, raised, raised. She raised her hand. They have raised enough money.
And the one question to ask yourself every time, does this happen by itself or does someone make it happen? By itself? Rise. Someone makes it happen? Raise. That question catches every mistake.
Here is your final challenge. Think about something that rose today. A temperature, the sun, a feeling. And think about something someone raised. Money, a question, a child. Write both sentences in the comments. Show yourself you understand the difference.
If this episode helped you, please like this video. Share it with one friend who mixes up rise and raise. And subscribe to Talk Sarah Daily. A new lesson every single day, and we are not stopping.
You are not confused about these two words anymore. Remember the rule. Ask the question and speak with confidence.
Thank you for being here with us today at Talk Sarah Daily.
See you next time.